You're listening to the Black Minds Matters podcast in association with WCEN. Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you're all blessed wherever you are. My name is Peaks, and you are listening to the Black Minds Matters podcast. I'm joined by
Mr. XJ. What's good?
And Mr. X is helping with the technicalities, and he will be piping in from time to time. But this is the very first Black Minds Matters podcast, and it's quite special because the reason why we're doing this podcast is to raise the spirits and have a diversity of young voices that are currently not being heard. There aren't many platforms out there where young black people can express themselves, get tips and advice. So really what the aim of this is to do is to share the needs and experiences of what's happening in the communities, especially in the wake of everything that's going on right now. The world is on lockdown. There's a lot going on. There's a virus out there and people are just in their houses, maybe not know what to do. So what we want to do here with this podcast show is to speak to people in the community, whether you're an entrepreneur, a musician, an actor, whether you're working in the NHS, whatever it is, this is going to be the platform for you to come on here, to express, to share ideas, to uplift, and just give people different perspectives and tips and advice. So we're going to have our guest on the line, and she is a representative of Black Minds Matters, and she's going to explain to us exactly what the Black Minds Matter movement is. Okay, so we've got a caller on the line. Her name is Amina, and I'm just going to let her introduce herself. So, Amina, are you there?
I'm here, thank you. Hey.
Hey.
What's good? What's good? Amina in the house.
So, how are you this evening?
I'm good this evening. How are you guys?
We're good, man. I'm kind of tired still, man. I've been like on the computer all day and kids running around and chatting to bear mans on the phone. So you're the last one, the last but not least.
Ooh, I feel privileged.
Yeah.
Privilege. We're ending the day on a high note.
Yeah, absolutely. Because let's leave Amina till last, man, because we want to speak to her about some good stuff, you know. So.
All right, cool. So, I mean, basically, if you just want to give us a little brief history about who you are, and then tell us about what is Black Minds Matters and what does it stand for.
So, I am Amina, and I suppose I do a lot of things. Some of the things that I do is I'm part of the British Exploring Society. So what that includes is traveling to secluded places in the earth and exploring the place through science.
Something's going off. You got something in the oven there. Are you kicking it up?
Oh, sorry, my neighbor.
Real things, man. Real things.
This is it. This is life on lockdown.
Neighbor? Okay. Sorry, just a neighbor trying to get into where I live. So.
Okay.
Oh, ski.
I thought you had something in the oven and it was ready.
No. I already ate my dinner already. So.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Well, we'll get into that soon then.
Okay,
So,
you were saying about this explorer thing.
So I do exploring. With the exploring thing is I go to secluded places in the earth. So where I've visited so far is the Peruvian Amazon.
Wow.
So I've camped there for 3 weeks, no contact with no one else, and another thing that I do is football coaching. I'm also part of London FA.
Goodness.
And I'm on the youth council. So what happens there is that I help with making decisions for young people across London when it comes to football.
Skin.
And of course, last but not least, Black Minds Matter.
Wow.
And what Black Minds Matter is about is building leadership skills for young people to enable them to be leaders of social change.
Excellent. Hold on a minute. People are going to be listening and thinking, hold on, you sound really young. What age are you, Amina?
So I'm actually 21. I'm turning 22 in July. But for me personally, it's not about age. It's about experience. And
you've got plenty of it.
Of course.
Just traveling all over the world. You're here and you're there. I mean, and your background, what's your kind of like heritage as well?
So I'm mixed heritage. My dad's family is Pakistani, and my mom's family is Jamaican.
Whereabouts? Where are you based?
So I'm from Southeast London. I'm from
Right.
Lewisham Borough. I grew up in Deptford near a local estate called Peeps Estate. I now live in New Cross, which is not too far away. It's quite a peaceful neighborhood, to be fair.
Now, so we're doing this podcast now. It's the first one. And what can the audience or the listeners expect from this podcast?
So I'd say what there is to look out for is to hear different types of people's opinions, hear from different perspectives, hear different stories, and try to look at these types of things from all types of angles rather than one-sided.
Gotcha. And one of the core reasons to why we decided, obviously with yourself, to do the podcast was obviously because of the major events that are taking place worldwide regarding this virus and this epidemic. And going back to you, basically, you seem to be an adventure type of person, but I guess you're not so adventurous now based on the lockdown guidelines now and stuff. So have you been coping with staying in? Are you still working? Are you still out and about, or are you now
So
on
I've
lockdown?
been so I've been working through my laptop, and that's the way of which I've been trying to work. I've still also been trying to keep myself stimulated, doing some exercise, also trying to learn new things, research things that of which that's one of my outside passions to the work that I actually do. I like to kind of experience things, research things, gain new knowledge, search for things of which the norm is not really, in the sense of outside knowledge to things that are being told to me. I'm quite interested in that type of stuff. So
So she's
Saints,
quite a curious person.
Skein. So, and and so from your perspective, basically, I mean, like, how and what are the challenges really? That's really wanted to ask. What
so
challenges have
so
you come across since this
So
lockdown
some
now?
of the challenges I've actually come across is things of which, like, just going to shopping and stuff, and having to line up for like ages just to get some shopping, and that's some of the challenges that I've kind of, I suppose, come by.
That's just in
Uh,
your everyday life type thing.
yeah, so everyday life type of thing. Other than that, haven't really come across much challenges in that sense. Although I'm quite an active person and like to try to keep active, and I suppose that's one of the challenges as well.
Saying, are you like do you have much friends that you normally see that you don't see anymore, or you?
Well, yeah, that's another thing. I'm not really. I suppose the most I'm doing with my friends is FaceTiming, and not really seeing them or like interacting face to face because of kind of fears of catching corona and
I mean, were you
that type
quite
of stuff.
lively before that? Would you like? How would you describe yourself? Were you quite out? I know you did explore and all that kind of stuff, but back in
Yeah,
when
I
you're in
was
London and stuff, were you out quite a lot? And how was you and your
definitely,
friends kind of like dealing with that
def-
then?
definitely, I was definitely out much more and out in the open, and usually the only time I'd be coming home is kind of just to eat dinner and sleep, and in the morning a short breakfast if I can get in. Now I'm having 3 meals a day in my house, cooking and keeping busy in that sense. And probably more on top of eating healthy and focusing in that sense. Whereas before I was less distracted on more important things of like eating healthy and stuff like that. So I suppose it's kind of, for me, it's been a bit positive in the sense of I'm able to focus much more on the things that mean much more in that sense, much more important in that sense.
You have a few challenges yourself, but are your friends kind of like suffering from any other?
So some of my friends, what their key challenges is that they have I live by myself, whereas my friends, they live with parents and stuff, and they're the older generation. So some of the things that they're facing is a lot of parents that are afraid of being vulnerable, a lot of scared of them going outside for even daily exercise, etc., etc. A lot of that fear that is kind of lingering in the air, so more so with them, whereas they feel that they shouldn't be as scared in a sense. So that's more so the challenges they are facing, and trying to manage that, and trying to understand that they don't want to disrespect the older generation, but they also want them to be a bit more less scared and just a bit more connected with the
Younger people.
norm of just exercise and just
Do you think
just
that younger
trying to.
people, because you spoke about the two different generations, okay? Do you think that younger people have a different attitude to
Definitely.
okay, and is has that been something that as a challenge within itself, just having a different kind of standpoint and how you view things with the older generation?
Definitely. I think also coming from a mixed heritage background is very different to some of my white peers in the sense of having certain conversations, and the conversations of which we will be having with our parents and generations older than us will be a bit more sensitive in the sense of respect barriers. We have this, and maybe a bit of fear in the sense of thinking different to what they do. And I believe that this is one of the key factors that are probably different. And then, like, for us, we want to kind of gauge, trying to have respect for our elders, but at the same time trying to let them know that it's okay not to be as fearful, and kind of be able to do things that are seen as the norm. It's okay to just uh not to really go along with the masses. Not to say we want to rebel or anything, but just to,
Yeah.
make sure that we're like trying to keep healthy, trying to educate ourselves, and just trying to ensure that things are all right. And like, yeah, just trying to keep on top of life generally, not to become lazy, not to become dependent on being told how we should live our lives, and just trying to take a level of responsibility over our lives.
Excellent. I mean, in terms of like you talked about obviously nutrition and eating healthy, because before when I was young, I didn't know about cooking, and you mentioned like, oh, I'm doing a lot more nutrition and looking into that, which I knew nothing about. I used to get takeaways and all that kind of stuff, and I'm sure a lot of people did. But now, due to this lockdown, like shops and restaurants and things are closed, and people can't just go out and just buy what they want because things are sold out. So you mentioned nutrition. So you said that's become more important to you. So how has it become more important to you, and what kind of recipes have you discovered? What kind of healthy eating habits? What made you want to change your eating habits?
So, as I said, I'm quite interested in exploring stuff in the sense of nutrition, just generally life things that can kind of benefit me positively. Although I've had that and acquired that knowledge, it's one thing having the knowledge, and it's one thing applying that knowledge. So,
That's
when
very
now
true.
that I feel that I've kind of had more of the time to really take it in and put it into place, it's enabled me to kind of be watching out what I'm eating. No takeaways in the sense of, oh, even though they're Caribbean, I can just try it out because yeah, they're probably cooking the same way as me. Now, so I'm more aware of, like, I know that I'm the one now cooking my own food. I know what I'm putting in there. I'm trying not to fry things as much. I'm trying to keep certain. I don't really eat certain meats and stuff like that because I know the benefits of on health, but I also want to try to keep things balanced, which is really important with nutrition as well. Not to just be one sided, or like just eating all vegetables or just eating all fish. Just trying to keep a more balanced diet, especially because I'm now having 3 meals a day. I'm able to kind of balance it out better, and I'm also trying to like spread out the meals as well, and kind of eat proper portions of, whereas before I would maybe not eat as much as I should be.
So
Or I'm
where are you finding out your information? Because you sound like I need to come run yours. You know what I mean and
And we need
stuff.
to come run to yours for
Because
some cooking
yeah,
lessons and
for real, you
experience.
sound like you got your head screwed on. So where I mean, I know you do research, but for someone wanting to like, okay, boom, I really like what Amina's talking about, and I want to kind of sort out my diet. Where's the first place for someone to
So
start in on
one of
that?
the amazing people that I discovered was somebody called Dr. Sebi, and he talks
Oh,
Ah,
about
boom.
he talks about a lot of things that's got to do with nutrition, in the sense of things of which we're eating that probably are not the best for us and are actually causing some of the chronic diseases of which we may be coming across living in the Western world, especially. And that's what's kind of really did draw me into nutrition deeper than what I already was, because I'm into sports as it is. So I know like a brief kind of overview of nutrition, but Dr. Sebi kind of takes it on to a different level of things, and like talking about things that can cleanse your body, natural things, and not really like pharmaceutical or like things that are kind of processed
And
and
holistical
etc.
stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think that that experience of you traveling, being in the Amazon, being secluded, being that, is helping you now in this situation of the lockdown now?
Definitely, because I know if now the lights all went off and I wasn't able to see anything, I know straight away I'm gonna get my head torch on, and even if I don't have my head torch, I got some candles around, and I know I'm gonna go into survival mode, and I'm
See,
gonna be able to navigate around not having a phone and not being able to do that type of stuff, because we was 3 weeks in the jungle with no technology and no communication with the outside world. So our friends, our family, nothing. We didn't know the people that we were on expedition before we actually got into the jungle. So these are brand new people we've never met before,
I
and
mean, that's
we had to then be able to navigate with these people that we've basically been put with, which is for some people found very difficult, but personally, maybe, which I didn't know before more so, is that I have this special skill of connecting with people despite the differences and just trying to find a common ground with them.
it's the first podcast. You've kicked it off very well with some good information. For everyone that's listening, this is regarding Black Minds Matter. Um, Tell us a little bit more about Black Minds Matter, and hopefully, when this whole thing blows over, how young people can be involved, and what is it they should know about Black Minds Matter for them to be able to get involved in any way.
So, Black Minds Matter is essentially a youth leadership program for BAME. So, BAME stands for Black and Minority Ethnics. So, essentially, Asian, Black, anybody that is a minority, seen as a minority. It's a program for these type of young people to encourage them and empower them to know that they are leaders in their own rights, because society often kind of doesn't perceive that. And I know there's not much kind of things out there leadership wise that kind of inspires a lot of young people nowadays. Maybe a bit more now, but generally speaking, education system wise, there's not much that's kind of speaking to us as young Black people. And Black Minds Matter is really about being a part of a community and being able to share your views and being comfortable in who you are, and also learning and educating yourself on a better level, coming together with people that are like-minded and just trying to build a better community for the next generations coming up.
Okay, that's good. And I know we had an event that was due that was due to take place literally in the next week or so, basically, and obviously that's not happening anymore. Is there any
is it being
timetable or
rescheduled?
anything of when a next event would happen? Is it going to be next year now, or is it going to be wait until this whole thing blows over before we can make a decision?
So unfortunately, we're just trying to stick to the government guidelines in a sense of what we're going to go ahead with as a organization, to then be able to answer that. But we do hope to try to still connect with the young people that we are engaging with already, as well as any other young people that want to engage with us. So our event will probably be postponed to a further date, but we will still be trying to put together an event, because we do find it very important every year to try to give everybody an event which is about what we go through the year, as well as what we hope to bring forward to the next year.
Same.
Perfect.
Okay.
And
And it's the previous events have been based in Wandsworth. Is that right?
Yes, they have been.
Okay. Is it more farther reaching than Wandsworth, or is it just for Wandsworth kids, or is it for London kids, or anyone that wants to be involved?
So it's kind of everyone that wants to be involved. For the program itself, our next year will be based in schools only. So it will basically be starting in Wandsworth, but we are open to volunteers and people that want to be involved that are not in Wandsworth, because we believe that people that have the same vision as us, is very important for them to participate in our work, because it only makes us stronger. And we would like to first reach the people in Wandsworth, but we are very interested in other people that are outside of the borough also.
Yes, cool. And just one other thing that you do in the program, you have a Duke of Edinburgh Award. Can you explain what that is and what's the benefit of it?
So the Duke of Edinburgh Award is an outdoors award which involves 3 different tiers of level: gold, silver, and bronze. That involves 4 different aspects to it. So it has the physical side, the skill side, and it has the expedition side, as well as it has the volunteering side. So what that means is that you'll volunteer once a week for 1 hour, you'll exercise once a week for an hour, maybe any type of physical exercise as well. It also means a skill. So that could be from gaming to cooking, and then the expedition side would be actually camping and going into the outdoors. So the award essentially covers those 4 different aspects, and it enables you to build these different skills, anything of your choice as well. So it's kind of a personal kind of thing that you're doing, but you're also achieving at the same time. And once you actually reach the gold level, you are actually able to go to Buckingham Palace and meet the Duke or somebody within the royal family per se. And that's the Duke of Edinburgh. We actually do that, and we have around 12 participants that are involved in that. And we are currently postponing our expedition also because of this COVID-19 currently, but I do believe we will be still pursuing it and trying to push the young people to get outdoors and to expand their skill set and keep.
So you organize.
Yeah, once everything is safe, obviously.
Yeah, so I'm actually a leader on that program as well. So
okay.
So I'm because of my own experiences, especially, I really tried to get the Duke of Edinburgh involved in Blackmindsmatter.
Okay. Oops.
In Blackmindsmatter.
You got that flashlight on your head. All right, cool. Well, there's loads to know about Blackmindsmatter. As you said, you do traveling, you do events, you do expeditions and all that kind of stuff. And people can maybe sign up to a newsletter. Is that right?
Of course. And you can just go onto the Blackmindsmatter website, which is blackmindsmatter.co.uk, and you can subscribe to our newsletter as well as explore the website to see more information on us.
Excellent. All right, my gosh, there's so much to know about that. So,
well done, Amina. That was
Amina, my
that was
goodness.
hard.
You're blown away. I feel ashamed of what I did when I was young. I feel like I need to go back and just do all that. So if you're young and you can see what Amina's done, she's doing football, she's a coach, she's expedition, all that kind of stuff. So that's quite amazing. So if you go and check out Blackmindsmatter, sign up definitely to the newsletter, and you'll be kept abreast of when everything starts kicking off again. All right, so thank you so much. Any leaving notes, or is that it?
Just stay safe and stay educated.
Absolutely. Well done.
Thank you very much. Nice speaking to you guys.
Nice speaking to you again. Take care.
Thanks so much. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so if you didn't know what Blackmindsmatter was, then hopefully you do now. There's so much to know about it, so definitely spread the word about this. We do have the podcast show as well, so if you want to be involved, you like what you're hearing, you want to find out more, you want to leave any comments, suggestions, whatever it may be, then please drop them down below. Or you can email at info@blackmindsmatters.co.uk. And as Amina said as well, they have the website, there's all the information on there. Maybe you want to be involved somehow or whatever it may be. All the information and social media networks are on there as well, so make sure you sign up to those. Go and check out www.blackmindsmatters.co.uk. And of course, in the wake of everything that's going on, you know, everybody's on lockdown and people may not be certain about what's happening, whatever. So the best place to find out what the latest government and healthcare guidelines are then you have to go and check out www.gov.uk. You're listening to the Black Minds Matters podcast in association with WCEN.